Pastor Mark Biltz here from Shaddai Ministries. Thank you again so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe and share. Also, please like this video, and we would love to hear your comments. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. Here's one other thing they have to remember. They're past slavery. Wow. I want to forget that. No, you don't forget that. And I think we need to not forget how sin put us in bondage, so we don't go back. All too often we keep going back. It's almost like the spouse that keeps going back to the abuser. It's like, get the heck out of there. You know, it's not like you think. It says, remember in Deuteronomy 5:15 that you were a servant in the land of Egypt. I mean, this goes back. Well, I'll go there in a second. And that the Lord God brought you out of there through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm, therefore the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day is all about freedom. We are in an era we're about to lose all of our rights. We're about to lose all of our freedoms. And if you don't recognize the difference between being a subject to the powers that be versus being free, you've really lost your bearings. But that's the problem with many today. They want to be controlled. They want to be told what to do, when they can do this, when they can do that. They forget. And heaven forbid what's happening here in the United States right now. People are forgetting what freedom is really like. And then they also need to remember their great deliverance. And I believe this is where we are at right now, where we need to remember their great deliverance. It says in Deuteronomy 7, verse 17 through 19, if you say in your heart, these politicians are more than I. Oh, these nations are more than I. How can I dispossess them? He says, you shall not be afraid of them, but we shall well remember what the Lord God did to Pharaoh and to all of Egypt. All the great temptations which your eyes saw, the signs, the wonders, the mighty hand, the stretched out arm, whereby the Lord your God brought you out. So shall the Lord your God do unto all the people of whom you are afraid. God is in charge. Matter of fact, we're also to remember that we had divine leadership. Deuteronomy 8:2, I want you to remember all the way which the Lord your God led you these 40 years in the wilderness. But the purpose was to humble you, to prove you, to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. It all comes down to your words are one thing, but let me see what your actions are. How many of you know actions are more important than words? I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, but if your actions don't back up what you're saying, it's not worth anything. Then they also are supposed to remember their past rebellion. Oh, what? I've never been bad. Oh, yeah? Look at Deuteronomy 9:7. Remember and forget not how the Lord, or how you provoked the Lord your God to wrath in the wilderness. Can you imagine? I mean, who would think of provoking God? I mean, that's incredible. If there's anyone who has all the power and the love and the ability to do what he wants, they're poking the bear big time. Okay, God, it's not smart to be provoking God, to get him angry. God is a God of love, right? Think how much he's got to be provoked before he gets mad. They had to provoke him. I mean, a lot of people are slow to anger. That's what we're supposed to be. If there's anyone who's slow to anger, it's God. So think about what that means for him to get angry, how often they had to be provoking him. Wow. And it says From the day you left Egypt, even until you've come here, you've been rebellious against the Lord. And so when you're rebellious, you also need to remember the divine judgments. Remember what the Lord your God did to who? Okay, what happened to Miriam? And why? What had she done? Evil speech, which is exactly what the 9th of Av is all about.